everybody. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about the viral hygiene debate taking over the internet and a new trend when it comes to Jewish dating apps. Plus, entrepreneur and Shark Tank star Damon John joins the table with Heroes to CEOs contest winner Jonathan Norton. But first,
we want to say a quick thank you to Proper Foods for providing us with some delicious treats for the table. Proper Food continues to change the way people eat on the go with healthy and fresh menu items made from scratch by their in-house chef who hails from Michelin star restaurants. Today, Proper Food is celebrating the opening of their third NYC location at 60 West 44th Street, marking 12 locations between San Francisco and New York. And we love Proper Food here. They brought a nice little spread.
This is delicious.
Oh, my
Oh, I
gosh.
like that.
so good. Oh my God.
I love this.
It's food and it's proper.
And
I love
Right
it.
into this little niçoise salad
It's
here.
food and it's proper.
So healthy.
Look at me eating fish.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
never forgot the last time Proper was here.
Never forget.
It's all I've been thinking about, and every time we have food, I'm like, where's Proper?
It's why you're still doing this show.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for proper food to come
Seriously,
back.
waiting for
that
this to come
sweet
back.
potato hash.
Oh, it was so good with the egg on the inside.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
Guys,
I love
this
it.
tuna niçoise salad is amazing.
Really?
Oh my
Proper
God.
food is actually the shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is not a
This isn't fake.
guys. This is real.
not.
Proper
We
food
love
is
proper
amazing.
food. Yeah.
Seriously, like,
I love them. I wrote down Proper Food on my phone last time they came.
Right.
And I Googled them, and I'm waiting for them to open up a location on the east side.
same. I'm like, more locations, please, because I want to go there, and right now, like, I have to travel a little far.
Yeah.
But it's just because I'm living in the wrong place, to be
Right.
honest.
Yeah.
It's me. It's my fault.
It's actually all your fault.
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You guys are in the right place, but I say take over the world.
Uh-huh.
So good.
Well, thank you so much, Proper Food. But last night was Sunday. It's the end of an era. Game of Thrones ended its series run last night after 8 seasons. The final episode, titled The Iron Throne, triggered strong reactions, both positive and negative. How are you feeling?
Upset.
Upset.
I don't even,
It's
Yeah.
where do we start?
Why are you wearing that crown?
because it's the last time. Because honestly, who would have thought Bran was going to the throne? Might as well have been me.
Didn't see
okay?
that coming.
Didn't see that coming. Okay, just before we go into it, I just want to say, like, I do want to say, like,
Sorry,
to the
this is so
crew, to the writers, to the actors, like, this was an incredible piece of television for a very long time. Just was groundbreaking, and I will say for 6 seasons was probably the best show on TV. Now, do you want to begin with your opinions on the finale?
I feel like they made a safe choice. We got a lot of things buttoned up. It was, nobody I think has major issues with it other than it was just like a little lackluster. Maybe
What the hell
I think it was
are you
one,
talking about?
I
the
think-
thing is, I feel like they wrapped up the story like,
I think they left a lot of holes.
oh, really?
I think particularly with
No one has a lot of problems with it, did you just say?
No, I'm saying I think people felt that it
Yeah.
was lackluster, but I think like the story wrapped
No,
up.
I think people hated it.
right.
Okay.
I'm like really surprised you said that.
Well,
Really?
I get
Okay.
what she's saying. I mean, I think we were looking. If you
We were
read the
looking for
book,
something really big.
Daenerys, you.
All right, my turn. I
Yeah,
think.
go.
So, I'm just like really, first of all, I just want to say that I'm someone who takes show endings really hard.
Right.
I know some people are fine just like letting it go and moving on. Like, I think you're pretty light and
think
easy
I
breezy.
just let it go.
Like, it really hurts me. Like, I get really sad and I just feel like lonely. And I know that's on me, but I just want to put that out there. And if you're feeling
I
like
can
that,
relate.
if you're feeling like that today, I'm with you. Like, I know it's sad when you lose your TV friends. Like, it really hurts me. I think Daenerys' death, just as someone who I just have watched for years and really loved, like, it wasn't as, like, powerful of a moment as I
Right.
thought it should have been. If she had to go, which I know lots of people think she had to, and after last episode she had to.
See, I felt like it was so powerful. Like she's there,
Well-
she's in the ruins, she sees the Iron Throne, she doesn't even get to sit in it. He comes and he kisses her and stabs her, the person she trusts
I
the
think-
most.
I think what was powerful.
She's like mutters. She just
Yeah.
mutters, and there's no. It was just.
I think what was
Ow.
powerful about that scene, as an Amelia Clark has said in New Yorker article, was how she portrayed it, showing that her undenying a thought that she was for the greater good, doing
Yeah.
what was right for the world, and this happiness she had, that was powerful.
vulnerable
the
she
way
was
they
in that
got
moment.
to that point was too rushed
Yeah.
and too quick. And the fact that basically what we were talking about before is Jon had no real agency this season, but has been manipulated by everyone from his best friend to Tyrion to his sister to just then kill her. It just felt like it wasn't earned. That moment should have been a build-up between those two characters that basically resulted in the final 20 minutes of last week to then last night's episode.
Yeah, looking back, so like I can really relate to everything that you guys are saying. But when looking back at the show last night, for me, it was so much about the Starks, and I was like remembering that like every season I would always just say like, oh my gosh, like please just let this Stark live.
Right.
So at the end, having seen 4 of my Starks still walk away alive, I was like, I guess I have to feel like grateful and happy about this ending, because sometimes like I guess the best you can hope for is to just walk out alive out of a situation.
Yeah. And they're all thriving. They're all thriving.
Yeah.
They're all leading their own communities. Like they're the future of this whole realm.
For the most part, yeah. I just didn't think they did Jon dirty. Like,
Yeah.
why is Jon off in the Night's Watch? What are you guys watching for? There's nothing else to watch. The
Yeah,
Night's
I
Watch
don't
is
understand.
over. That was to protect
I predicted he was going to leave society. It was a very Lord of the Rings-esque thing, that he couldn't live with the sacrifice, he would leave.
And he did.
But having him not make that choice, he's forced to. Technically, there's still an heir to the throne living out there. And that's my final point I'll say.
Yeah.
The wheel wasn't broken. All of Daenerys' sacrifices, yes, a semi-democratic monarchy was established, but it wasn't broken.
The wheel wasn't broken. There are 2 wheels, and Brandon's sitting on both of them.
Exactly. Bran's sitting on the wheel, and he's just like the guy who was like, I'm not Bran, I'm not a lord. Except when Tyrion's like, hey, do you want to be king? Yeah, I'm down. Like, it was all of a sudden he's there.
Well, Tyrion's still in charge.
He won the game.
Which is how I predicted
He won
it
the
would
game.
end, although I thought he would like be dirty when he wasn't. But he still is like running shit, and he's been running shit the entire
He
time.
won the game.
I don't understand why they had to like send Jon away just to like make the cell lead happy. Like, don't. I mean, are they really gonna keep track? They don't have the internet.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
fine.
Yeah.
They're not gonna find out.
But-
Bring Jon back. It's chill. Like, what's? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Is he now gonna live amongst the
Yeah.
wild?
That's what's
He started
assumed.
the free folk.
Yeah.
Like
The free
starting a
folk, the
whole.
free
Like
folk.
he's gonna be maybe like king beyond the wall kind of thing, which is fine. It just felt that Jon was just like, they've established
Jon's better than
there's
that.
all this emphasis, he's a true Targaryen heir, this and that, and Tyrion convinced him to kill Daenerys. And at the end, he's like, thanks for that, buddy. You're gonna go up north. There was no sort of like, hey, we recognize what you've been through, what you've done, and he just sits like, okay, I'm gonna get on this ship and leave.
Because Jon's a dummy.
Right.
Jon's
Well-
hot and he can fight, but he's not smart, and he did what he needed to do, and then he had to.
But you know what I did like, and Patton Oswalt said this on Twitter, which is
That's true.
I did kind of like how the show ends with like simple government. Like kind of that's what the show was about, which is like the politics of it. They're just talking about like sewage and building ships at the end. It's like, oh, I guess that kind of maybe giving the writers some more credit than maybe they deserve. Like some commentary on our society that this is what politics should be.
Yeah.
Maybe, and maybe we should be ruled by a guy who can warg into crows and stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of mixed feelings for a show that was so groundbreaking in my eyes. And
Yeah, I really loved Arya's ending. I feel like instead of seeing a prequel come from this show, I would love to just see a spin-off where it's like a dark comedy with Arya exploring the world, murdering people, like getting hers, getting laid. Like that's what I want to see.
that's a
I'm
great.
with you. I'm with
Yeah.
you. She's like Ponce de Leon. She's like exploring the world.
That sounds fun. I just have to let it rest now.
Right.
Like it's too hard for me. It's too painful for me.
Well, speaking of which,
You know, I'm excited for the documentary though. I'll definitely watch that in a bit of time.
Right.
You need
a
some
bit of time.
space.
you need some space. But apparently, like 10 million people or so took off work today out of like the emotional labor. Because I get it, because I couldn't fall asleep till 1 in the morning last night and only slept till 6 because I was so wired with all the thoughts I had. So I get where people were just like, I'm gonna take this
And
Monday
there's
off.
counselors available. I heard Good Morning America.
What's wrong with people?
Honestly,
What's wrong with people? It's a show. Like I love the show, but I'm gonna go get paid. I'm gonna go to work.
I'm gonna get
I mean,
paid.
some people can take the day off and still get paid. Privilege. But like seriously, I honestly think it's Game of Thrones fans are so lucky because when True Blood ended, I was alone. I was completely alone. I'm still alone in that. And a lot of people don't. They're like, "Fuck you, you weird weirdo watching True Blood. What's wrong with you?" And that show, like, if you watched and you know what Billith is, like, you know, we got screwed.
We're all big
It's
fans.
bad.
hit you hard.
It was terrible. And you had to let go of Alexander Skarsgård playing what is like
That's
one of the
hard.
greatest characters of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was not easy for me. And again, I was alone and nobody was getting me a counselor and I'm still not recovered.
At least we have
Maybe
each
you
other.
should call the Game of Thrones counselor.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, fuck you. You weren't there for me then.
Let's talk about
But
True Blood.
we're all big TV fans. We're talking about True
Yeah.
Blood. I remember, growing up, when The Sopranos ended, TV is dead. When Lost ended, when this ended, or whatever, even though Lost ended poorly. But do you think this is actually a shift? Like, this is the end of appointment TV? There isn't a show that will be as...
No, it will
don't
never
know.
be the end. There will always be something next that comes that is great that we tune in.
Of course. I'm saying, but like, in terms of like...
No, I got the question.
You think so? Even HBO?
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, I know I'm gonna try to watch Big Little Lies live.
Yes.
You know, like,
Yeah,
that's a show that
I
I
think
try
there's
to watch.
still some shows out there
Killing
that
Eve still gets me every
people
week.
will show up
And
for.
that's news
Westworld
of
people.
last year.
And that's a stabbing I can get behind.
Right.
Fiesta stuff.
But will we see a show where they spend this much and where
Right.
they pay this much to their actors? I don't know.
Well-
this was sort of like, because you don't need to do shows like this anymore. You can do it much cheaper.
But there's the prequel, and then Amazon has The Lord of the Rings, but that's not appointment TV. That will be
Yeah.
a streaming
Yeah,
service.
but this didn't start. This isn't 20 years
Of
old.
course.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I think there's still hope for another.
Yeah, of
big
course.
Oh, yeah.
Show like
Yeah, I
this.
see it. Well, I'm glad that we could experience this right together, guys. It's really special. Daenerys, sorry, girl.
Daenerys, always, I love you.
Well, guys, the internet is divided once again, this time over a poll posted on Twitter that had users discussing whether they wash their legs in the shower. Celebs, including Taylor Swift, even weighed in on the heated debate. Let's take a look.
Did you say you do wash them or you don't?
I do, because when you shave your legs, isn't the shaving cream is like soap, right?
Yeah, it is. I think that's a reason that most women wash their legs because we have to, because we shave our legs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that counts. So,
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
I'm on the right side of history then.
Unless you're not shaving, and then you're not washing. So whenever you're not shaving, you don't wash. You're saying.
No, I don't think I would say that.
Well, it seems like you did just say
But I
it.
kind of always shave my legs.
Every day.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
God, you must be hairy.
She's clearly lying.
lying. She's
There's-
lying when she goes, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you
Right.
liar.
There's so many layers of just wrong in this video. I don't like the statement that you have to shave as a woman. Okay, get with it, Ellen. And I also I refuse to believe that Taylor Swift, like a billionaire, which at least a multimillionaire, is shaving. No,
Right.
is waxing, there's lasers. There's
Right.
no way that she's taking time out of her busy ass day to shave once a day.
Agreed.
No way. Impossible.
That's a good insight. Yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
that's-
I didn't think
Yeah,
that
I don't
was
think
that
that's
weird.
No, I agree
Oh,
with
yeah.
Shannon. I think
No.
shaving's for the pores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only, yeah, for
Truly,
real.
like,
But I
I'm not
shave.
gonna trust you.
I'm
guys.
poor.
Yeah, you're
Shave.
poor. What?
Wait. Well, I don't think.
No,
that's
I-
crazy.
I totally think
she
she
could have
probably
had her leg. A lot of people have had their legs lasered,
Yeah.
and then they still need to shave their legs once every like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But to the point, I don't think shaving cream counts as soap.
No,
I
it
think those are
doesn't.
two very different things. So Taylor, you're dirty.
Right.
Because that's not soap. I think normally you have to like wash, exfoliate, and then you shave with shaving cream.
Wash
Interesting.
exfoliate. Listen, here's the deal. When I go in the shower, first of all, it's none of your business what I do.
Right.
But I'll take soap and you go like this.
Yeah.
Obviously, you rinse. People sometimes don't hit the bottom of their feet, which I understand, but once in a while, you remember that they're there and you wash them. That's the normal answer.
That
I
is
wash
your-
the bottom of my feet every day. They're
Yeah.
the dirtiest part of your foot.
No, that's good for
You
you.
know,
I don't remember to do it every day.
I saw a lot of people online saying that they couldn't reach the bottom of their feet, or they felt like they were gonna slip. It's
true.
And I just want to let everyone know about this cool product that I bought for myself that was life-changing because I am clumsy and I've slipped in a bathtub more than once. It's just basically like a foot scrubber that you like suction cup to the bottom
yeah.
of your tub, and it looks like cool grass, and you just rub your feet. You like throw some like liquid soap on it, and you rub your feet. It suds. It's like a massage. It's amazing.
That's
And
amazing.
it's so easy. And then you can wash your feet every single time without worrying about dying.
Where do we buy that, Shannon?
Amazon.com. I'm the devil.
Jeff Bezos must love you.
I've actually come home from a night out and taken specific foot baths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I run my bathtub and I put my feet in there and I wash my feet and then I go to sleep because it feels so good.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I always wash my legs,
Has
but I'm,
pills.
of course, always. But I'm more with Allie. I don't get deep with my feet, and I think I now should after this discussion and reading it that I will take more time to my feet. I think I'm more ashamed of my feet. I have like hobbit feet, so I don't like looking at them a
Yeah,
lot.
I have never
Yeah.
seen your feet.
Yeah, that's
I've
the
never
They're
reason.
in a
seen your
boot.
feet.
They look like Frodo Baggins's feet.
Ooh.
But there's also the interesting fact that I read too. Yeah, they're bad guys. That I read too. That apparently, 50% of Americans have considered once that swimming in the pool was a substitute for a shower. That makes me want to set myself on fire.
That's horrible. And they later said, though, that study was conducted by a chlorine company.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh.
And
Oh.
they regret ever publishing that study.
That is
CBS.
horrific.
Come on, do better.
When
That's disgusting.
when I go to a public pool, I'm basically, why does someone pee directly on me?
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like the fact that then jump in that
It's just
pool.
urine and chemicals.
It's just urine. And they said when you pee in a pool, which if you still do, get a hold of yourself.
Yeah.
It like kills.
Once in a while.
Never. I never. I
No,
will.
I'm joking. I never.
Good. I've never went to pool with Allie.
Yeah.
You sound like Taylor Swift.
Well, when I was 3, I pooped in a pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really bad.
They said that's
It's
really bad.
I was 3 years old and I kept on telling my
You were a baby.
sister that I had to fart, and she was like, "Just fart," and I was like, "Okay." And then like a nugget dropped, and then they just kept dropping. So then I like pulled my bathing suit and went to the corner and just made like a little like treasure chest, and then like within seconds,
You used to drain the whole pool then.
Yeah, it was a camping ground, and I ruined the entire weekend. But you know what? I was a child.
You were a child.
No shame. I haven't pooped since. It's not like I'm pooping right now. Chill.
What about peeing in the ocean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well, that's,
everything in the
you gotta
ocean.
do it.
We've got
If you're at a beach
Yeah.
and there's no bathroom nearby, you gotta do what you
What
gotta
if
do.
there's a bathroom nearby but the ocean's closer?
I think that's fair game. I think the ocean is
Yeah.
fair game. There's like dead bodies in the ocean. You can pee in it.
But do you feel like it's gross to your bathing suit that you're peeing through?
Yeah, no, it'll still smell. Well, that's why if you're a guy, you have to pull it down.
Think about those.
Right? But then I'm afraid something's gonna.
Well, that's really bad for a guy.
Well, you have to-
Can't you just whip your
Yeah, you whip it out.
sausage out?
You pull it a little bit down so it comes out, and then you pee in the. So because
Your
if you pee in your
sausage,
bathing
your
suit, then it's gonna
sausage.
stay in the bathing suit, and you're just gonna smell like pee all day.
But girls pee through their bathing suits a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
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 I always.
I don't want to get sued by big bathing suit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, a new Refinery29 article for Jewish American Heritage Month details how people pretend to be Jewish on dating platforms JSwipe and JDate. While the sites do welcome anyone interested in finding someone Jewish, the trend of misrepresenting traits on dating apps constantly aggravates users everywhere. It's very interesting because also just in the larger context right now, I think there's a lot of anti-Semitism on the rise, and not to bring it there, but it's interesting that people pretending to be Jewish to then meet Jewish people. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this.
I do it all the time and nobody ever
You
believes
pretend you're Jewish?
me. Yeah.
Really?
Dating apps. Nobody ever believes me.
I don't wonder why.
There are black Jews.
They are.
And Sammy Davis Jr. and
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Isn't
not
Drake?
Jewish.
Drake is Jewish as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's part
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if you lie about being Jewish on a dating app because when I meet you in person, I'll know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I like how this app has like options that are culturally Jewish, like would convert. As someone who's dated a
Right.
Jewish person, I first of all, most of my friends are Jewish. I've been to enough bar mitzvahs, I think, to understand part of like the whole religion and everything, and I love it so much. And I would very much would totally convert. Would love to have a lane life bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
But I would never say I am Jewish. So I would just say hey, I would totally if I met the right person.
Right. That's
Well,
fine.
I'm not on dating apps, but I have said that I was Jewish before, and it turns out I'm not. But backstory, I did an Ancestry.com test, and they gave me I think it was 5 or 7% Jewish, and I was so honored. I was so excited. My family and I was celebrated. I told all my friends about it, and then Ancestry sent me an email being like, "Oh, your update, your thing has changed."
Yeah.
I'm scrolling. I'm not Jewish anymore, you guys.
Oh my
they took it away.
And you were
Wow.
you
Yeah, and I
joined the
literally-
synagogue. You were ready to
Everything.
I would love
Yeah.
to convert, and I literally had to be like, "Hey guys, so
Yeah.
remember when I told you I was Jewish? I'm not."
Well,
Why were you
You're not
say that?
chosen.
I don't know. I always think that Jewish people are the chosen ones.
Well, yeah,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
culturally, I mean, when I found out 23andMe that I was 21% Jewish, I found out that my
21% Jewish?
yeah, I found out that my paternal grandfather lied about how Jewish he was when he left Austria before World War II. So he
Wow,
always said he
you're
was.
pretty Jewish.
I am. I'm 44% Italian, 21% Jewish, and then the rest is white. But I'm a white person. But yeah, I was super pumped and excited because as a baptized Catholic, that religion has done nothing but teach me that wear robes and rings
Just
and
to love
yell at
popes.
people
Yeah.
and love popes. But Jews, I was so into it.
I was
yeah.
0.1%.
Okay.
I'll count it. I'll count it.
0.1%?
0.1%
What does that even
Jewish.
mean?
Yeah.
No idea.
That her ancestors made eye contact. They were I acknowledge you.
Right.
They shook hands with somebody once. They're like, yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Wow.
But I do love this. I mean, look, dating out there is hard, and you do hear really positive things about Jewish men, how much they love their mothers, and you hear these
Right.
stereotypes. And so I do understand women are like, I gotta try to get one of these great men.
Yeah. But
I have picked it up more as men on these apps pretending to be.
It was-
Oh, I personally know some women who
Oh,
have
okay.
chosen
Oh.
to do it because they've heard Jewish men are really good, nice to women.
Yeah. I totally
They love
get
their
that.
mother.
But I
Yeah.
guess from this piece, though, it sounded like a lot of men were pretending they were Jewish.
Interesting.
And I guess it's fine to go on the app and like just be honest, but like lying about that stuff is not cool.
Bad way to start off a relationship.
Yeah.
I would say.
Also, I love some of these men quoted were like, I just love a mousy, loud Jewish girl. It's like, that's borderline offensive.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It's really offensive.
Weird.
Truly offensive.
Truly
Like,
offensive.
not even borderline.
There's like
Yeah.
a preference and then there's prejudice.
Yeah, it's like, that's like,
Ran the broken.
yeah, exactly.
Not nice.
I've actually never gone on an internet date because when I was on MySpace, and this was like in 2004,
story.
I went on a date with someone I met on MySpace, and I was like really excited. I saw their photos. They looked just like Beck, who's like my favorite. And then when I showed up, I showed up to their apartment, which is like bad move. This was like back in the day, you know, before we knew murderers were on the internet.
Yeah.
And I showed up to his apartment, and he looked nothing like Beck. He actually was albino, and he had color corrected all of his photos to like add color, which was a very like shocking thing because that's a lie. And then when I walked in, his like back wall, he had printed out like page by page to make like a huge mural of the photo that he catfished me with. And it was insane. And he was just like actively doing drugs, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna go now. But I spent like a couple hours there
How old
because
were you?
I'm a girl and I felt like I had to.
Oh my God, Janet, we're so lucky that you're
Yeah.
alive.
How
I
old
can't
were you?
believe it. I was probably like 20. I was 19.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
horrible.
baby
Isn't
Isn't
girl.
that scary?
No, that's
yeah.
horrible.
And the thing is, like, I
Did
love
you call
albino
him on
people.
that?
No, I just was like, oh, cool.
Isn't that weird that that's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
scary to even be like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on? You're just
Yeah.
like,
Real.
so
I bet you,
like,
did you accidentally apologize? Because that's what women are taught.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I
I'm
was
sorry
like-
that you lied to me.
Yeah.
Did I do, is it my fault? Did I present
sorry.
myself that you could lie to me? I'm sorry.
It was really scary, and like other people showed up, and he tried to throw a party, and I was just like, I need to get out. I remember just people like were on the lawn, passed out, and I was like, what is this? And then I've never been on an internet date since.
Yeah, I now understand why you don't do
Yeah.
apps. That's a horrific story. Most
Yeah.
of them do
Horrible.
not end like that.
Okay, great. 'Cause
Brittany
I
knows.
was like,
Yeah.
where's Ben?
The thing that guys lie about the most is their height. They're always like 3
Okay.
inches shorter than
all
they say
the
they
short
are.
guys are on apps.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm honest about my height, but I was told
They
should
all
I
are.
lie more because people just assume that I'm 2 inches shorter than I say I am.
No,
with my
because I
height.
still will
Don't
believe a guy is 6
lie.
foot
I don't
and
lie.
he's like 5'9". I was like, God damn it, I
Well,
felt pretty good.
that's criminal. You should be
Every hot
arrested.
guy on an app. I mean, it's been a while since I've been looking at these guys,
Yeah.
but they all hide any they all like proportion themselves next
Right.
to like.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? To make them look taller, and they're all so short.
Yeah, or small.
What?
remarks.
It sucks for short guys. No one's
is.
getting wet for short
And I'll
guys.
date a short guy, but I need you to be honest about it.
Sophie
You would
Turner
date a
is
short
taller
guy?
than Joe Jonas.
Yeah.
Like, there is a future for short guys everywhere. Things are changing.
But really
you just have
short
to
guys?
be honest. Yeah, I feel like even if you're 5'4", you can get it. Look at Seth Green.
I think definitely if a guy is short but has a
Bad example.
I know, I'm sorry. I struggled to find... I'm here
Short
for...
guys struggle hard.
Can't
Yeah.
hardly rate.
But things are happening, okay? The world is changing. Short men, own your height. I promise you, there's someone out there who's gonna love you. There's a Sophie Turner for you.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
Oh.
That's
That's
beautiful.
Own it. I wouldn't want anyone coming at me from my body. And now it's time for some candid coffee. Each week, we'll answer a question that comes from you, our viewers. The question can literally be about anything. If you want us to answer something, tweet us at Build Brunch. Now, let's get candid. Here's the question of the week. If you could live without sleeping at all, how would you spend your nights?
I do like sleeping, so I've never really thought about this. Let me think.
I love sleeping,
yeah.
Yeah,
My
see,
favorite.
but I would love to not have to sleep.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I mean, truthfully, I am. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
I was gonna say I am a night owl, and I typically stay up until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I always start doing creative things at that time, like writing or reading. So that's honestly all I would do all night is like
Right.
write or read or like edit videos, because I can't do that shit during the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say something that sounds like I meant jerk around.
You would just masturbate
I
all
would just
night.
jerk off, but not literally.
Right.
7 hours of you jerking.
10-15 style.
Masturbate all night long.
Which is a
Honestly,
fine
you'd
way
be
to.
so healthier for it.
You would
Yeah.
be super
And also-
glowing in the morning.
Like you glowing and you wouldn't spend time during the day masturbating. You would
I
do
know,
it at
because
night.
that kills my afternoon.
Kills your
Your
afternoon.
big problem now.
By the time you
It's
get.
just I have to fake a lunch
Yep.
meeting, go upstairs to the bathroom,
Yep.
just jerk one out.
Rub one off.
Yeah.
I always is like how you give yourself a penis.
Yeah.
That's extra special.
And also, I make my penis this big.
Yeah.
Oh, I always thought you just had a really long clitoris. I was like, it's so brave of her to just always be jerking off that long ass clit she has. She's so transparent and honest.
Representation is important.
Yeah, it really is. I think if I didn't have to sleep, I think I would really learn how to like make music, like not just play an instrument, but like be able to like create beats and stuff.
Well, that would be really fun for your neighbors.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Well,
in the
hopefully
morning.
they also don't have to sleep and they're just like jerking off.
Right.
And they're like, these beats are great.
Yeah.
My clit. My clit.
God, the guy who lives on my hall, I hear him have sex so loudly.
Oh, yeah.
The other night, he doesn't get a lot of sex, so like I was happy for him the other night when I heard it, but I was also then frustrated. I was like, oh, good for you, Craig, and then I was like, fuck you, Craig, you're keeping me up.
Isn't that such a New York thing, though?
Yeah.
You know your like neighbor's sex patterns.
Yeah.
None
is
of
a
my
real-
neighbors get fucked. Except
Oh, really?
My
and some
neighbor
people upstairs.
has really bad sinuses, so he's always blowing his nose. But when he blows his nose, it sounds like a turtle having sex.
Oh.
It sounds like that video of that
What is
turtle
a
going. You know that turtle, like that rape, that turtle rape video that came out, where that turtle. You guys have all seen it. I know you're all
I don't
freaks.
think they have.
Don't pretend. Look, this row's like, yeah, we watched it this morning.
That
We're
one,
watching
she
it
keeps
right
nodding.
now.
She knows.
Yeah, you're a freak. Okay, let's meet up after. But he sounds just like that.
I hate old men in particular sneeze like that. Where they're like, "Arr!"
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, they're
what's
so loud.
wrong with you, you disgusting old man? You know what's really disgusting? Hankies. Ew! They keep all their boogers in it and then they just like tuck it away and then they're like take it out again and
Disgusting.
roll it back and then get rid of that. Get a tissue, you disgusting old man.
What is that old tiny
Ew!
I feel like in movies it used to be like romantic,
Right.
like the old guy would be like, here,
Yeah.
take this, and he'd be like,
And she's like,
It was like a sign of chivalry.
and you just like, give it back to each other. You're just like,
you trash animal, get
"Ew,
away
it's
from me.
disgusting.
Well,
Leave this for our guest.
I would probably like PG me would just watch TV. 'Cause I have so many shows, and I used to be caught up on all TV, and I
now
never
it's
will
hard.
be anymore. And I feel like this would allow me to catch up on everything. But then also, most likely, honest me, I just drink. I mean, let's be real. If you don't fall asleep, you don't get hungover.
You would
Oh,
become a
no.
legit.
I hope that this doesn't happen. I don't think you need more alcohol.
No. I'd watch TV.
Okay. I just feel like I watch too much TV already.
Is being drunk that fun constantly for 8 hours every night?
I
don't know.
would never know.
Lucas does get like a special look in his eyes when he's drunk, and it feels like it's
the
a
problem.
really special
No,
place to
my
be.
brother once looked at me like, you understand, when you drink, Lucas, something happens
look
to you
so
where like
happy.
it's like a gloss of like it's like Daenerys in that final scene almost, like for the greater good. I'm just like drinking like
That's so bad, man.
It's really hey, I'm on a journey. I'll tell you how it goes when I reach the end.
Your people are laughing now. You're gonna go home alone after this. Think about that.
I'm supporting your habit. I don't think it's a problem yet.
Actually, I'm going out later. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a problem yet. We'll let you know.
Yeah,
what it is.
Brittany's like,
I didn't mean.
I'm watching it.
Wait,
I'm
I just
watching
heard
it.
how it came off. I just meant like you have to live with yourself.
You were like, I'm gonna correct this, and it was just like way worse.
yeah,
Way
it's like
worse.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll see y'all later.
You can call me if you're in a dark space. You're in a dark place.
The words keep coming out wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you're a terrible person. That's what I meant. Oh, I'm sorry.
He has a real bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a joke about sex. And now it's time for today's guest. Damon John is an entrepreneur, a pioneer in the fashion industry, and one of the stars of ABC's hit show Shark Tank. Today he's here with Jonathan Norton, the winner of the 3rd annual Bob Evans Farms Heroes to CEOs contest, which allows for new veteran entrepreneurs to start their own businesses. Everyone, please give a warm Bill Brunch welcome to Damon John and Jonathan Norton.
Hi. Thanks for coming on. Hi. Thank you for coming on.
How are you?
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Woo!
Welcome, guys.
Welcome. So good to have
Welcome.
Be here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the table.
Good to see you.
you. Oh, hey, yeah.
Oh
nice
man,
to
lots
see
of
you.
cards here. Are these yours? Sorry
Remember,
about
just
that.
We got so excited.
So thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Tell us about the Bob Evans Farms Heroes to CEOs.
Yeah, so this is our 3rd year doing that, and people in our armed services can all apply to it, and they'll win a $30,000 grant. Whoever is the finalist, and some time with me, and Jonathan's the one who won.
Congrats,
Congratulations.
Jonathan.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So,
Thanks.
as a finalist, you had like a 45-minute like prep session with Damon. You went over your pitch. What was that like working together?
Informative. I mean, I got the opportunity to spend time with a very successful entrepreneur to hone my business strategy and get prepared to pitch to a panel of judges. So, and just look at what's the best way to spend my capital so I can grow the business.
Sure. And how does your experience with growing FUBU play into kind of how you mentor people?
Well, it's all really the same, no matter what kind of product you have, whether it's Rope Safe or FUBU or someone has a lotion company or food. It's really how do you build a community? How do you solve a need or a pain that people have? And then how do you find a way to produce it and sell it to people so that they go out and talk to everybody else about it?
Right. And this is your 3rd year working with Bob Evans?
This is my 3rd year working with Bob Evans.
And what has your experience been like for those 3 years?
Absolutely amazing. I deal with so many other corporations who they like to talk about all the things they're going to do, but Bob Evans Farms actually does it. And, giving him the $30,000 to just keep his business growing. And, of course, talking Memorial Day is coming up, talking about the men and women who fight for our country. I mean, he's a badass. Listen, at the end of the day, he's an Army Ranger who teaches other SEALs and Green Berets and people like that on how to rappel. I mean, I just want to hang out with the dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's really an honor, working with Bob Evans Farm because they keep doing this. We all know some of these companies do it for 1 year, then they're off to something else new, 3 years in, and they're going strong.
On that note, I'm assuming it's been so incredibly personal to you from your experience and now growing this business. What was it like winning this competition?
I guess it goes back to the reason why I'm in business in the first place is because there are men and women out there serving our country and our community every day to keep us safe. And to have a product that may just save a life. It's a life-saving product that has been tested by some of the most elite military and first responder units in the country, right down here in the boroughs of Manhattan with Rescue 1, with Ladder 111. They've tested and validated this product works. Right. So that is very inspiring to me, to have a product that I know benefits those who are serving our country and our community.
So it's peak safety systems, right? It produces safety equipment for the military and other individuals. So how did this idea come to be? And what was the process, making it, getting off the ground and putting it out there?
Yeah. It stemmed from, this is the product right here. It's an edge protection system for load-bearing ropes and cables. And why I started the company, because I witnessed a student, when I was a ranger instructor, I witnessed a student nearly fall to his death because the edge protector we were using when he was hanging on the rope and rappelling failed. And so I just knew there's got to be a better way. So I found that every edge protection system on the market had the same problems. They don't stay in position. There's no easy way to hook them up. And so I knew I could find a solution.
So for the people in the room or watching who are dummies like I was when he showed this, when you put the rope on some kind of edge, that thing is giving and giving and it could wear out. So if the fire department was here and they happened to save me and I got a couple pounds on me now, I want to make sure that rope doesn't wear out when the person is rappelling and pulling my my chunky butt up, So that's what this is for.
And David, can you share some advice that you've given Jonathan?
There's really not much to give somebody like this, but except for, how can you deliver it to municipalities and SWAT teams and things of that nature, people who need every day, and how when people like us are talking about it, how can we relate to it? Because at first when he's telling me about an Army Ranger and stuff like that, I'm like, these are the elite of the elite. I don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
But then when I started to tell him, well, how are you sharing it with everyday people? It's saying whether you're mountain climbing or whether you're, in the SWAT team, whether you're saving somebody, how will that help our lives? And then he started to share that with the judges, and the judges were like, I get it.
Nice. Now, Damon, Shark Tank season 10 just finished airing.
Yeah.
What was some of your favorite parts of this season?
All the investments that I made on the season, of course. That's the favorite part. It's always amazing to see, people who are just everyday people who come up with an idea like Jonathan and go, I'm not going to use any excuse. I don't have any money, but I'm going to go out there and I start doing it. And even if the Sharks turn them down, I love when they go out and say, screw you. I'm going to go and make this $1 billion company myself. So like Jamie, the guy who created Ring, is on this year. He was a shark. And, we all told him no, and Mr. Wonderful, of course, told him, you're dead to me. The guy goes off and sells the company for a $1.2 billion who was it? To Amazon, I think, right? Yeah. So when I see people like that, it gives me so much pride to see how anybody watching today can become a millionaire tomorrow if they just sit out and put their mind to it.
You're not kicking yourself in those, that.
I am. I call the guy every week, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I get some love?
Yeah, and you've been on the show for so long, so how do you stay like excited when people are giving you pitches? And is there anyone that you still look back on, other than Ring, that you just remember and love that pitch?
I love most of them, and I get excited about it because, listen, if you don't have the time to go out and create your own product, you invest in products, and I can't know everything. So half the time I'm on the show, just like a lot of people watching, I go, why didn't I think of that? Wait a minute, I have a couple of dollars I could put in on that. So I really get excited, and I think we all do. And now sometimes, don't get me wrong, I get buyer's remorse. About 6 months in, I go, man, why did I do that stupid idea? But most of the time, 99% of the time, I just get excited hearing these products and these ideas.
And as a viewer, I love watching because I don't think I realized the financial part about building a business, and I think it's an education for a lot of people. And I know you have this partnership now with Chase Small Business, where you're helping business owners be a little smarter about managing their money. So why was that important for you?
I think the same as working with Bob Evans Farms, that when you see companies that really want to educate people on what they need to do, that's why I got with Shark Tank. Shark Tank's been on 10 years, but 10 years ago, did people know what millionaires and billionaires want to hear when you pitch them? Do they know what royalties were, margins were, and all that kind of stuff? And today you can ask yourself that question when you're going into an interview of anything. And if you know those answers, you're better off to get an investment or things like that. And I think Chase, as well as Bob Evans Farms, love to educate people who are going out there and going to create jobs, going to save lives, going to make their, make their family, give their family the access to all the things they need. So it's just a win-win.
Yeah, it's amazing when you inspire somebody around their finances, what can happen.
Absolutely, because you can't depend on, so many a job today. If you're depending on a job often, you're depending on somebody else's dream if they make it happen, and you could put all the work you want into it, but if they made the bad decisions, then you're screwed. So while you have your day job, do something on the side.
Right, and get that pitch worked out.
Get that pitch ready and worked out.
So what are you looking for in a pitch?
I'm looking for, first of all, is it a problem that's going to solve a pain? Because most entrepreneurs come up with something they're like, I need to solve this pain that's in the market and nobody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. Did you create the product? Do you have any bit of sales? $5,000, $1,000, and then, do I like you? End of the day, it's going to be, do I like you?
Right. All right.
There we go. You guys heard it here. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Damon and Jonathan, thanks for
Appreciate
being here.
Thank
Make
you.
sure
Thank you.
to head to www.ourfarmsalutes.com for more information about the Heroes to CEOs contest. That's all from us. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same table.